Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here with the Studio Cadia project. Today we are going to be making a really super clean and simple Valentine's Day card using two of the Studio Cadia products, a die set and a stamp set. And if you watched last week's video, you will find that we're using the same products. So one of these days we're going to make a collab of all the videos using these two products. So for this, we are going to be using the Studio Cadia scalloped hearts, and we're going to be using our scrap pieces of cardstock in our craft room using these beautiful hearts. Then for our sentiment, we are using the Love You from the floral wreath. You're going to be using then some foam adhesive. These are like individual little pieces of foam, and then you're going to need a white piece of card base for your card. All right, so I actually have separated that scallop heart with my wire cutters, and so I do keep all of my craft and scrap supplies. And so let me show you. So I have these beautiful 3 colors of cardstock that I've die cut using that scallop heart, and then I have them all in this beautiful little bin, and look how fun it looks, like confetti. So keep your scraps because then you can use them. And I know I ended up getting halves of some of these hearts, but that's just okay because we're not going to end up using all of them, and you can do multiple cards by keeping your scraps. So with that being said, we're going to set everything aside and we're going to begin stamping our card. So I have my white cardstock. We're going to bring in that Love You from the floral wreath, and using some black ink, we are simply going to stamp it, and then we're going to use the confetti that we made using that heart scallop, and then we're going to use foam adhesive to pop those up. All right, so we are going to stamp that Love You. So select where you want to place it. I'm going to do it down below, down left corner of the card. And if you wanted to heat emboss to make it just a little bit shinier, that would be really pretty. But for the purposes of mass producing Valentine's Day cards, we are just going to stamp. I'm holding my inked up stamp on that cardstock for just a couple seconds to really allow the fibers of the cardstock to absorb it. And then you have a really pretty and clean and crisp image ready to go. So I'm going to bring in my Studio Cadia embellishment wand, and let me show you how you can use this even when you are not doing some sequins. So I'm going to bring in my foam, and I found this to be the easiest way to place my hearts. So I'm placing it down, stick it back down. I remove that back end, and then you use the embellishment wand, since it does have a little bit of that wax tip, and then you can press it down, and it again makes it super very easy to place those hearts and finish up this card. So we're going to repeat the process, and I wanted it to look like they're kind of spreading out, and so by being able to place those black hearts on it, it's going to make it look super cool. So just make sure that you have the dotted side up, because that scalloped die does have some little hearts or little dots on it, on the hearts, and you can really see it. You can totally even go ahead and trim your foam if you're finding that it's just coming out too big, or use smaller pieces of foam, and you could do it by hand. So whatever works for you, just continue on all the way through. This is really going to look really pretty, and again, a super easy way to mass produce some Valentine's Day cards. Okay, now that that's done, again, super easy by placing the foam pieces down on that cardstock, we're going to move on to embellishing. So we're going to be using the Studio Cadia little crystals. These are super pretty, and they're just going to give it a little bit of dimension and shimmer. And we're actually going to add the little crystals to the heart itself, and not necessarily to the card base. So when you do mail this out, you will need to pay extra postage, and you probably want to add some tissue or something in front of it to make sure that the little crystals stay. So again, using your Studio Cadia embellishment wand, we're going to place them all down. And as I'm finishing up this card, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to click like and subscribe to get notifications about new videos, and these are free of charge to you. If you enjoy the card, also be sure to comment. This is Crystal Thompson for Studio Cadia. Handle is Crystal_Thompson_design for Instagram. Stay tuned. The new release is coming up. And if you wanted to see the other card that I was talking about by utilizing the same products, I will be linking it at the end of this video. Guys, have an amazing day.